everyone. Okay, so I wanted to do a home party training. Now, we always talk about online parties. However, let's talk about home parties because online parties is what our business was basically made on. Virtual parties, online classes, and so forth. So technically you can work on your computer, work for your business from your phone or computer, and that is it. That's all you need to do. However, let's talk about home parties and why they're so lucrative. Home parties is basically what our network marketing business started on, especially in cosmetics. And as most of you know, specifically in local areas, this is a great way for customers to see product and to listen to you face to face, which is something that this business has been surviving on for many years and even generations. So during specific time frames and different seasons throughout the year, home parties are fantastic. The difference between online parties and home parties is obviously you're face to face. Customers are able to see the product, and home parties can be very, very lucrative in the amount of sales that you can have from there because there's less people and you're actually having more quality time with customers. So there are many different home parties that you can do, and I'm going to be talking about two specifically that you could be doing at home in your own open house or online or home party, or you could be doing them for hostesses, okay? So we're going to be talking about your own home party that you can actually host yourself, or you could be asking other people in your local area to host a home party for you. So we're going to be talking about how to go about that, okay? I haven't had an online training in regards to home parties yet. I've tried to look for videos that I had before, but I technically don't have any. So I'm going to be posting this in many different groups because this is something that I have not physically talked about. Two different home parties that you could actually be doing is a home makeup class, okay? And another one can be an ultimate pamper party or an ultimate facial party. So the two that you could be doing specifically in our business is cosmetics for one, for sure, because we have an absolutely fabulous cosmetic line, or you could be doing one specifically for an ultimate pamper party to do with our skincare, which is a fantastic skincare that I would highly recommend you do during any season, specifically even during the holiday season. This can be a fantastic alternative if you've already done a cosmetic party for a certain hostess. You can go back to that hostess and you can host two different parties. You can host a makeup class, or you could be actually doing a skincare class. So a home party. What I would highly suggest you have prior to your home party is to set up the home party in advance. So what you want to do is set up your own home party or a hostess home party in advance, at least 2 to 3 weeks in advance, if not a month. And here's why. You want to be able to give your hostess and yourself time to advertise this party with her customers or her friends. And you know that the more time you give people, the more time that they'll be able to save the date or either put it into their calendar so they make sure that they show up. Now, what I always say for yourself and for a hostess is to invite as many people as possible. Now, give me 1 second. Let me pause it. I'm going to Let me here. I don't know if I can pause this. I'm running low on battery. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I don't want it to die. Okay. Here we go. Got it. So, like that, you want to give your hostess a couple weeks in advance for her to invite her friends, and you want to invite as many people as possible, because usually what happens is a third of the amount of people will actually show up. So if you invite 15 to 20 people, you may have 5 to 10 that may show up. Okay, we all know people are busy. Not everyone is going to be coming to the party. So always invite more, because less will come. Okay, so I always say that in advance. Now, for the date of your party, what I always like to do is buy supplies. Now, for a facial party, this is what I highly recommend. Go to a dollar store or go to a very inexpensive store and buy bowls, like salad bowls, wider rimmed bowls. You can buy them for $1, $2. And what you'll do at the party is fill that up with water so people can wash any products off their face or cleanse their face if needed during that facial party. And I'll talk about the facial in a second. So I like to buy bowls just for that reason. I like to buy disposable wands or Q-tips for people to test the product if they really want to. What I also like to get is rubbing alcohol or disinfectant and sanitizer for your brushes to go in between if a customer wants to try something on with brushes. So you always want to make sure that your brushes are always sanitary. What I would always have also is our shine wipes that you can distribute to your customers in order for them to either take off their makeup or anything that they're using to cleanse anything off their hands. And then what I always do is buy face cloths. I buy face cloths that are a little bit darker in color, and I buy them at the dollar store also, and I wash them definitely between parties, or because with face cloths you can wash them, okay? And so I always make sure I have enough face cloths and bowls for every single person that's going to be showing up at the party. The other thing I like to do is buy those stationery mirrors. They are magnifying mirrors that stand on an actual table, so you may use them on a daily basis on your makeup stand, and you can buy those also for $1 at the dollar store. And this can also be used during the facial party. So what I like to do is I always set up a facial party at a large table or the kitchen counter where everyone can sit around and they can all sit together for the ultimate pamper party. So again, face cloths, a bowl, a mirror. I like to have disposable wands, little spatula type of thing so they can take out product. And you can buy this either at a beauty supply store or a dollar store. It's very, very inexpensive, and it's nothing that you really need to go out and spend a fortune on. Now, what I take all my things with is I take a small suitcase and I put all my things in there when I go to a hostess party or I host my own party. Somewhere or whatever, and I take a suitcase and I load up the suitcase with all of my stuff, so it's easier for me to take it, pull it, and drag it around with me. So besides that, what I also like to do is you can actually print off faces. You know those printable faces where you can actually write whatever colors is on the eyes, or you can actually shadow it or whatever. Then you can also write what lipstick it is. So it's a face that you can actually have a printable copy of. You can actually Google that and print off enough copies for the people that are at your party, whether you're doing a cosmetic party or you're doing a facial party. I like to do that and print it off so people can write down these things. I also print off order forms, enough order forms and then some for customers that I can hand them out as wish lists during the home party. So this is something that I do in advance. I make sure that I have enough product. If I want to sample something, have them try it, then I take all the product that I can with me to a home party or a open house of my own. Now, if you don't have a lot of product, that is okay. Take as much product as you have that's your own so people can look at it, take a look at it, view it, and so you can actually showcase that. So, besides that, okay, let me just see. Also bring your business cards, your Blitz cards, anything that you have for them to take with them. And also what I like to do is give my hostess a actual gift. It can be anything that you like, and I like to actually present this to her in front of her friends for being a hostess and thanking her for actually having the party for me. Now, if it's my own open house, I don't gift myself, but you could gift yourself something if you really wanted to. Or you can talk about free Y cash during the party if it's your own. So you entice people to actually have their own party themselves. And you can easily tell them that for any hostess that hosts a party for you, you give them a hostess gift also. It can be anything that you like, anything small or big. Now, you also want to take pens with you, anything for them to write with or anything. You don't want your hostess to be doing this. So basically, you want your hostess to be completely free of any supply or anything. You need to bring this and you need to do that beforehand. So like I said, 3 weeks at least beforehand that you're notifying the hostess's guests so she can notify them through text or email, and make sure that you create an online group for your home party also. Now, here is why. Because all those people that this hostess is inviting, not all of them can come. So if you actually create a group for that hostess, even though that she's having a home party, what you can do there is advertise for her friends, let her know that it's coming up. You can give teasers in that group party, that group beforehand, before the home party. And for those people who cannot show up to the home party, they still have accessibility to the link, which you'll be posting during the time frame of the home party. And you can say, if it's on a Friday, the home party, you can say to her customers that might not be able to come, that you will have this link up for 3 to 5 days. It really all depends. You can even close it after a couple days, maybe by Sunday, and say that you will have this link available if anyone would like to purchase the products or to ask you any questions, or for the hostess, and they can put in their orders online also besides the home party. Okay, so make sure you have a link open when the party starts, which is a Friday. I would have it opened in the morning of the Friday, the day of. I would open up that link, post it in the group, and then have the home party that evening, and then close it within a couple days so everyone can put in their orders. Now, the day of the party. So your own open house, what I highly suggest is to have some food, some coffee, and if they drink beverages of choice, then I would have those ready there. Now, people love to get together and they love to see each other, especially as friends, okay? And what we don't want people to feel is that they're obligated to purchase that day and everything. So you make it a very nonchalant, a very non-obligated party for them to feel at ease. And guess what? Food in people's stomach actually makes people a little bit more comfortable in environments. So always make sure that your hostess will have food, or if you want to bring some food, and have some coffee for them or have some beverages so they actually can relax and enjoy themselves. Always show up an hour before and set up an hour before. The one thing you do not want to do is be rushed and set up while people are walking in the door. You also want to show up early just in case the hostess needs any help. This hostess is doing you a favor by hosting something for you at her home. So the least we can do is go there and help her put out food, help her with the beverages, help her feel at ease, because everyone's really busy. And, she may be running around that day picking up her children from school or whatever. So help her in whatever she needs. And then have enough time, an ample amount of time that you are set up before anyone arrives. You want to have everything set up. So what I would definitely ask is if your hostess has a table for her that you can use. If she does not, then bring your own portable table. I have one that I bought from Costco for $30, and I will take that with me if I need to. It's a foldable table that is, I think, 6 to 8 feet. And I take that with me if a hostess does not have a table for me to display some products on. Now, if she does, then what I would definitely do is bring a tablecloth. I like to bring a black tablecloth with me. You bring a Younique one, whatever you want, so I don't dirty up her table and I don't make a mess on anything. It goes on my actual tabletop tablecloth, and then I wash it later when I come home. I make sure that I leave her home clean when I leave, and I help her take down anything that she needs around the house. So I'm there well in advance and well after the party. So now when the people are coming, so say this party starts at 7 o'clock in the evening, you want to be there greeting guests just like the hostess, okay? The one thing that I find, and I've been to home parties where the actual presenter or consultant has been sitting in the corner and ruffling with some of her product and sitting behind the table and really not conversing with people. This is something that you don't want to do. The one thing that I highly recommend is that you remember everyone's name that walks into the house. If you want to have little name tags that you want to buy from the dollar store also, you can easily do that. But the one thing that customers love and respect and actually start trusting you is when you learn their name. If you start talking to them with their name in mind and talking to them by saying their name, they are going to trust you more and they're going to like you more because you've taken the time to talk to them and to mingle with them. So people will show up late, which will obviously happen. People are always late. So, go in there, mingle with your hostess, ask what everyone's name is, ask them how their day is doing, ask them if they wear product, ask them if they wear cosmetics. Already start a mini consultation with everyone there. Ask them what they use, so you actually get a little bit of an advanced knowledge of what they use and what they do, because then you're able to gauge this party around her also. Before the party, what I would also ask the host is what she wants to see. So if you're not specifically doing a skincare ultimate party, then if you're going to do a cosmetic party, ask your customer and your hostess what she wants to see. What does her friends, what are they afraid of? What are they intimidated by? Do they know how to do contouring? Do they know how to do eyes? Do they know anything about foundation? These are the things that I like to ask in advance, so then I can be specific in regards to what my home party is going to look like. And then I always customize my home parties according to what the needs are of those customers. Okay? I want to talk with the customers. I don't want to talk at them. So I want to make sure that I'm resolving any issues that they may be having currently. Okay? So mingle with everyone and never start your party on time. Never. Wait 15 to 20 minutes into your party so you can actually speak to everyone and talk to everyone. That's the one thing you want to do. You want to be likable. You want to be approachable. You want them to start trusting you right from the jump. That's the whole point of networking. It's about making your customers feel comfortable and knowing what your customers' needs are right at the beginning. So I highly recommend that right from the beginning. So set up your computer also beforehand when you're there. You have your computer out. Make sure you have your Square or your PayPal chip card or whatever, so that if any customers want to purchase anything of stock that you have at your own home party, that you have something that they can purchase with and that you can actually take payment from them right away. When they're sitting down also, I hand out a pen and an order sheet calling it their wish list. This way, this makes people feel less intimidated that they're there to purchase. A wish list is something for them to write down anything that they may be liking or maybe want to purchase or have like a little bit of interest in. They can circle those things as you're talking about them, and then you can take all the information back with you and then consult with her after, okay? So what I always tell everyone in the first 15 minutes is to take the order form once they walk in, write down all of their information at the top. You want everything, their email, their address, their name, everything. And then you're gonna call it the wish list, okay? And then when she sits down, you'll be able to talk about everything and she's gonna have that sheet right in front of them. Now, For a skincare party, so for a cosmetic party, I don't mind women sitting around in chairs in a circle or in kind of rows or wherever they feel comfortable, and where I can actually stand and I can see everyone and talk to them all together. For a facial party, what I highly recommend is that you have a table. I would pick a dining table of your hostesses, and so everyone can sit around with a seat for every single person, and you can actually have something set up for them. So I like to have placemats with the bowl there with a face cloth for them, for any paper towels that are there also, for any Q-tips, for any spatulas, anything that they're already set up before they even sit down, and also have their mirrors in front of them. So that's for a facial party. So let's talk about let's talk about the actual party itself. So the beginning of my party, I always talk about myself and introduce myself right from the jump. I talk about what I did in the past. I talk about how I was introduced to this business. I talk about my journey in less than 5 minutes. I do not want to be talking about myself the entire night because that is boring to someone else, okay? But you want to be relatable to people also. So if there are mothers in the room, explain that you're a mother also. If you are a wife and there's other girls there that have husbands, explain that also. If you have women that are in the working field, explain that also. So also talk about your why, how you got introduced to this business and why you actually started. And if you do have any life-changing experiences with Younique, talk about those also. But like I said, keep it to a minimum, keep it less than 5 minutes because people will find it boring, okay, if you keep on talking about yourself. You want to talk about your insecurities when you started this business also. So if you're a person that didn't love makeup or doesn't have any love for makeup, talk about that. If you are someone who is completely intimidated by the business, but you joined anyways, talk about that. If you are a kidnapper and now you're doing the business, talk about that. If you can relate to someone by telling them about the business and how you maybe were skeptical at the beginning or how much you love it now, this is something that actually can trigger someone and plant seeds for someone in regards to the opportunity also. So be very relatable, be very approachable, and talk to people and make it very interactive. Make it very, very interactive. So now your presentation. Okay, so a presentation, what I like to say is have it nothing more than 20 minutes to a half an hour. People do not want to be sitting around, okay, and listening to you all this time. So what I would highly suggest is you write out some questions, okay, and have it interactive right from the beginning. Ask how men wear makeup on a daily basis. Then ask questions around the room of when they actually do wear makeup. What makeup do they use? So I would go around the room. If you don't have very many people, it's actually better to be really interactive. And if you have more people than usual, like maybe 10, then ask those questions so they all can respond to you. Make it very interactive. You want to know what their needs are, and you want to know right from the beginning. You don't want to be talking at them. You want to be talking to them. You don't want to be talking at them because then they won't listen to you. So in the presentation, what I like to do is like to do a quick makeover. Now, if you're not comfortable with this, that's completely fine. But what I like to do is pick someone in the room and I ask them, who's the person that wears the least amount of makeup? That person will raise their hand. Okay, I will choose that person, and the reason why is because for someone who doesn't wear makeup, especially every day, or really has no use for makeup, if I put makeup on them, it will actually be a considerable difference than what they're used to. And all those people that are around them who usually never sees them wear makeup will actually be blown away by the makeup results that we give them. So I always choose the person that is the least knowledgeable about makeup in the first place, or hardly wears any, because any difference that you put on that person's skin or face, they will absolutely love it because they're not used to wearing makeup at all. So that's my suggestion and my tip to you. So I always choose someone and do a basic makeup, something that's not going to take more than 20 minutes, because let's be truthful, all the ladies that are coming there to be at this hostess party, if I'm doing a makeup class, they don't really know very much, and I don't want to be intimidating. So I'm not going to be doing a crazy look on all these women. That's not necessary. They just want to learn some tips and tricks. And so I'll be doing makeup on someone and doing anything from primer, foundation, some eye makeup, a lipstick, and mascara. That simple. If I want to go into contouring and highlighting, I can definitely do that if I have some time, but I definitely don't want to make it any more than 20 to 30 minutes. And as I'm putting on makeup on the actual customer or my model, I talk about the products as I go along and talk about the importance of every single product. That way, that customer can actually see what the product that you're putting on the person, and then they'll be able to write down some of the suggestions or the colors that you're putting on that client or that model, okay? Now, if you don't want to use a model, you can definitely do a makeup class set on makeup tips and tricks. You can look up any of this information on YouTube. You can look up any type of specific looks or why to use certain products, and definitely do a makeup class based on that if we're talking about specific cosmetics. Now, if you don't have all the products, this is where I highly suggest that you talk about. I would talk about the presenter's kit that you have, and then also go through your website that you have. You might have an iPad or a computer, and show the different products in there. You can specify certain collections also. You don't have to be talking about everything. What I definitely would do is before, like I said, before you go in there, ask what your hostess wants to talk about in that makeup class. In that makeup class, pick a couple of different things that you want to talk about and don't talk about everything. You will simply not have enough time. Okay, so 20 to 30 minutes to talk about whatever you want and whatever products that you feel comfortable with. That is it. And make it very, very interactive. The other thing that I like to do within my presentation is to have a couple of games. I like to maybe have a game prior, one game prior to starting and one game after. And it can be any type of product that you want to give away, but it has to be a unique product. And this is one of the games I like to do at the beginning. So after I talk a little bit about myself, then I break it up and say, I'd love to play a little party with you. I have a gift to give away. And so I want everyone to take out their cell phones. This is the game that I do. I ask everyone to take out their cell phones, and then I ask everyone to go to their dial pad, and I ask them to then enter in my phone number. It'll be my phone number that I give them, okay? And then before they hit send, I say, just wait 1 second. Before you hit send, let me get my phone out. Now, everyone at the same time hit send. The person who actually gets through and calls me will be the winner of the actual prize. Besides that, before everyone puts away their phone, what I say is, hold on a minute before you put away your phones. The number you just called, open up your contact list and add me as your contact as Ella Younique or your unique representative. So then they actually have your information in their phone automatically. So if you actually do follow up, which I highly suggest after your home party or your open house, then every single person has your phone number in their phone and they know who's messaging them. So it's a brilliant little game that I love to do with all of my hostesses. Okay, so after the presentation, okay, so I talked about cosmetics, but let's talk about the ultimate facial. Very, very simple. For the ultimate facial, I highly recommend that you purchase skincare. If you've already purchased skincare, no matter whatever skincare that you have, what I do suggest is that you start talking about it and presenting it to people and have them use it. So before everyone comes to the house also, I ask everyone to wash their hands to make sure that their hands are clean. Now, if everyone is at the table and you're going to do the ultimate facial, which is fun. I love doing the ultimate facial versus a cosmetic class because it's something that everyone loves and everyone needs skincare. So I give a little bit of history of why skincare is so important, okay? As we age, what our skincare does, why it's so important, and why anti-aging is a great collection to actually use. Then what I do is give everyone a shine cloth in order to wash their face, okay, to cleanse their face with a wipe. okay? And I put lukewarm water in every single bowl that is there, okay? And then what I do is I hand everyone our cleanser, and then I talk about our cleanser. I give a little drop to every single customer that's there or potential person that's there, and I give everyone a little bit of cleanser, and I ask them to put the cleanser all over their face, and I talk about the cleanser at that time. I talk about how it feels, I talk about what it does for them, and why they need to cleanse their skin. Next, what I do, okay? So after the cleanser, I ask them to wash their face in the bowl right there, okay? And I ask them to wipe their face with the hand towel, or use some of the paper towels just to wipe your hands and moisture off. Then what I have is just the actual mask. So I also buy small disposable, like kind of synthetic dinky brushes from Amazon, and I order those, and I have at least 10 to 20 with me at all times. And I hand out a brush to every single person. I then spatula out the actual product, the mask, and then each customer can put on the mask themselves. So after they use the mask, I talk about the mask, I talk about what it does for their skin and everything. Then after the 5 minutes, everyone washes off their face with that bowl and that hand towel and washes off their face and that mask. Okay, so I always do that after the cleanser. Everyone is going to be, you're going to be talking about the mask, you're going to talk about what are the results. They may have some redness, that's okay. They may have some flakiness, and this is something that's oxygenating their mask. It's charcoal, and you talk about the steps and the procedures. Then what I like to do is, I like to talk about the rose water. Then I let everyone use the rose water. Then I do instant lift. An instant lift I give to everyone, and I only have them apply on one side of the face. And then once they apply it on one side of the face and show them how to use it, I wait 5 minutes and we talk about some other cosmetics or talk about the daytime regimen, because I'm going to do more of a nighttime regimen for these customers because it's probably the eating for them. So I talk about instant lift, okay? And then what I do is I give them a drop of the Uplift Serum, and I let them use it on the back of their hands, not necessarily on their face, because I already did instant lift, okay? So with the oil, the non-oil oil of Uplift, I have them put it on the back of their hand so they can actually test it and make and actually feel what the product is like. After that, what I definitely do is go into the night cream, and I also talk about the day cream. So these are all the products that I talk about in the Ultimate Facial, and an Ultimate Facial will not take more than 30 minutes, okay? And that's with everyone sitting there. And you can talk about at the end all the different collections it comes in, the 2 collections, the crown jewels, and also the royalty collection. Then I also talk about any cosmetics that anyone wants to talk about, and it's very, very simple that way. So that's the Ultimate Facial and the Ultimate class, the makeup class. At the end, what I do is to wrap up the party. This is exactly what I do. After everyone has been writing down everything on their wish list, I gather their wish list from them, okay? And I take it to the kitchen, okay? Or I take it back to the table where the cosmetic or warm cases, and say to the ladies that have questions, follow me, and I will do all different, because a lot of women like. So they'll be asking you a lot of questions. You'll be taking the order forms. And then what I like to do is to do mini consultations with every single customer. That's what I like to do. I like to do mini consultations and say, okay, Erica, I see you have a thing here. Let's have a chit chat. Is there anything that you find problematic with your skin? What do you use? I see that you use oil of Olay, or you may use Estee Lauder. What do you like about it? What do you not like about it? What are you interested in? I see your wish list. Is there anything that you would like to purchase today? And just have an open conversation with this customer, okay? Okay, but I'm not sure. Okay, so at the end, what I do is, and I'll put in the orders automatically right there. Now, if someone wants to do a local order or a bulk order, what I do is either the hostess can put in a bulk order under herself, her friends can pay her. People can PayPal you, and you can put a bulk order yourself under your own credit card, and you've already been paid. It gets shipped right to the hostess. The hostess then is responsible to give out the product themselves. Or you can do the orders if they're over $100 or $130. Have it shipped directly to their house. I put in orders right there, and then what I do is I go into the group after the evening is over, and I start loading the group with some information for those customers that weren't able to be there that evening. I also talk about being a hostess and all the rewards being a hostess, and then I also talk about the opportunity also for less than a minute. So that's it. That's all you need to do for a home party. It is very, very simple, and it's awesome. It is great for this time of season and any type of season. So you can either do a makeup class, or you can do an ultimate facial or an ultimate pamper party. So I hope this was helpful, everyone. Have a great evening. I love you all. Bye.